G'day ladies and gentlemen, the Buttsman here. I hope you're doing really well, and I'll tell you what, it's time for the Butterfield News Broadcast Service Systems. Hit the music. It is my melancholy duty to inform you all that our species that once ruled this planet with brawn, innovation and intelligence has officially lost its fucking mind. A same-sex penguin couple, because apparently that's what penguins do, good on them, has adopted a genderless chick. This is at least what a London aquarium has announced recently, and can I just say, there's nothing wrong, obviously, with gay people raising a child. It's just interesting that penguins are doing it, whatever. That happens in the animal kingdom. I'm sure we all know that. Seahorses do a bit of gay fucking, and that's awesome. But a baby penguin being raised without gender because of preconceived gender biases? This sounds like a very interesting subject. Let's break it down. But before we go on, ladies and gentlemen, I must introduce you to today's sponsor. I recently stumbled upon this mobile game where you can own your own village, and can I just say, I am addicted. I give you Coin Master, a game where you can travel through time and magical lands to battle it out to be the best pirate, hippie, king, or Viking of them all. I love this game, and I'm not the only one. It was the #1 most downloaded game in the UK in 2019. For those of you who don't know, Coin Master is a social game that takes mobile gaming to another level of fun. In the game, you build your village while you earn coins and attack or raid other villages or spin the wheel. The most amazing thing is this game is free. The game's getting really big, really quick, so it's best to join right now and get a head start on all your friends. Nadia's attacking my village. I'm coming after your pyramid. Cop that, mate. I'm coming after it. I broke your shield. Yes, I've done it again. Download Coin Master now from the description down below, and you get 300,000 coins and 50 slot spins to start your village today. So, do you have what it takes to be the next Coin Master? My username is the Buttsman, and I'll see you there. Let me just show you what is happening in the world at the moment, because it isn't just this London aquarium where this bullshit news is coming from. It's also people like Now This, who are a news provider, Instagrammer, all that type of YouTube stuff, and they gave us this shit. According to them, it's not okay to use the word guys anymore.
Hey guys, welcome back to Now This. Guys is a simple term. It could mean boys, or if you're modern, hip, it means people. While we may understand the word means no real harm, with a deeper look, you'll understand that we've been ignoring the cognitive impact on women as well as gender non-conforming folks by only explicitly addressing the male identifying individuals present.
Oh, for fuck's sake, shut up, you special human.
The meaning of guys has changed over time. According to the Washington Post, etymologists believe it began in the 17th century with a guy named Guy Fawkes, a participant in the failed 1605 gunpowder plot. He only barely escaped a brutal execution by jumping off a scaffold and breaking his neck. For the next few centuries, those who likened him in fashion, appearance, or intellect were referred to as guys.
Oh, I'm sure that you will find something offensive if you looked deeply enough into absolutely anything. Pointing with your right hand. If you go back far enough, I'm sure you'll find out that it is quite rude to do that. But we do that today and no one bats an eyelid. Much like people shouldn't give a fuck if someone uses the term guys when they're speaking to women. We're not talking down to you. We're just using a collective term because we'd rather not have to say, hello Sharon, hello David, hello Stephen, hello Sharon again. Alright? Why can't we just say hello guys and then we don't have to make the mistake of saying hello to the two different Sharons and I don't know where I'm going with that, but you know what I'm trying to say.
For decades, we have set a standard of only addressing the men in the room. Of course, we claim it's colloquial, but with our elevated knowledge and inclusive perspective, it just seems lazy, inconsiderate, and a small part of what reinforces the gender hierarchy today.
Enforces the gender hierarchy? If you're a woman and someone's saying to you guys, makes you feel like you're less powerful or you're not able to do something and you just freak out in your little bubble, do me a favor, alright? Go home. You know your cupboard underneath the laundry sink? pull everything out of that cupboard, okay, and then get your neighbour to come over. You sit inside the cupboard, and then they lock that cupboard, and you stay there forever, all right? You're a fucking idiot.
These linguistic tendencies were developed and reinforced in eras where women were barely meant to be seen and certainly not heard. I'm not offended, per se, if someone lumps me in with the guys. I'm sure there's really no malintent. In fact, if you and your friends want to freely address each other, by all means. I just want you to know that you're one small step away from making a more conscious effort to dismantle the patriarchy. Don't believe me? Try walking into a room full of cisgender heterosexual men and triumphantly announce, "Hey gals, okay girls, thanks sis."
That's the fucking worst analogy I've ever heard. Terrible. If you walk into a building and there's a group of dudes sitting there and you go, "Hey gals," what do you think they're going to do? They'll throw their fucking VBs at you, all right? Because that's just a weird thing to say. Because it's not a collective term, all right? No one thinks that you are referring to men when you say gals. They just don't. But guys, it's for everybody. In fact, you know what? Just because of this video, what I'm going to do is when I walk into a meeting next week, I'm not going to say, "Hey guys," or "Hey gals." I'm going to walk in and say, "Hey sluts." Also, why the fuck isn't this woman looking at the camera? It's ridiculous. Imagine if every video I did, I talked like this, because it makes me feel so much more emotive. And you know what I'm saying. And you know all these things that I'm trying to get across because I refuse to look at the camera. Anyway, now to our top story. This poor fucking genderless penguin. It's so ridiculous.
What we wanted to do was to take the opportunity to raise the whole conversation with guests who come through to the aquarium, just to raise that exact point, that there is a difference between gender and sex.
I'll stop you right there. Sex and gender are absolutely the same thing. 99% of people on this earth right now are either male or female. There are 1% that are not, and they are intersex. Now, you can go around choosing whatever gender you want. I don't have a problem with that. But when it's affecting other people, and in this case, affecting young children who go and see this genderless penguin, and then they think, "Oh, maybe I can be both. I'm going to be everything. Who gives a fuck?" You can't work at an aquarium where you do sciencey things all day and then look at something that's so scientifically accurate, like the male and female sexes of a species, and go, "Well, you know what? We're just going to fucking mix it up. Why not? Who gives a fuck?" Now, in saying that, I understand that there is a spectrum with this. The male spectrum is, there are effeminate types and then there are very masculine types. And then in the female spectrum, there's the exact same thing. Some women are more feminine than others and some are more masculine than others. And it doesn't matter. But to say that one penguin that's obviously got a cock or a fucking vagina is none of those things is hilarious.
What we wanted to do with this chick was give guests an opportunity to meet that individual and learn about its personality without assigning it any sort of preconceived sort of gender roles.
Gender roles? It's a penguin! It's a penguin, it doesn't give a shit. It doesn't care if women are thought to be in the kitchen and men are thought to be in the factory. It doesn't care. It's a penguin. If it's a woman penguin, it lays eggs and sits on the pricks. If it's a male penguin, then I don't know what it does. It walks around like a big fucking idiot and I don't know, what do penguins even do all day? Find fish and eat fish? They don't give a shit about gender roles, not even slightly. Even if you ignore all the virtue signaling and just the very smart marketing that's done by this aquarium here to get more people in to see this genderless penguin, it's weird to listen to them say that penguins are coming from a very genderless society because, sure, they might do all the sciencey things, like watch them, and that's about it, but they cannot speak penguin. So how the fuck will you know if penguins come from a genderless society? You may very well be right, and they walk around all grey and they don't give a fuck, all right? And men wear pink, and men put tampons in, and women drive red cars, and I don't fucking know what penguins get up to because no one cares because they're fucking penguins. You don't know what they're thinking. You do not speak penguins. Imagine if 40 years ago you had a horrific disease and you were given the option of being frozen, suspended in time. And the reason that you were given that option, because the doctors at the time thought that perhaps in 40 years' time you could be reanimated, defrosted if you will, and given to the new medical professionals in 2019, and they could cure you. But you come out of this frozen section like you would see in Woolworths or Coles, and the doctors say to you, "Welcome to this current year." And you say, "Doctors, what's it like out there?" and they put on the telly, and you find out that there's a fucking genderless penguin, and you freak the fuck out. You say, put me back in. Give me another 40 years. I don't want to be here anymore. Genderless penguins suck a dick. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like. Make sure you subscribe. We hit 1 million. We did it, you good motherfuckers. Love you very much. And be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Me Dick stinks, and I'll see you all very soon. The penguin's a boy. Bye.